Hey guys, so this is an introduction to the Unit 2 lab, because again, this one I tried doing live in class. It's a little too long for that to really be helpful. Um, so I have the recordings from when I did that, and then this is just an introduction to get you into the materials and things like that. So again, you're going to want your lab manual. The Unit 2 lab for Chemistry B is called Lab 8. Okay, so that starts on page 30. And then this one has 3 parts as well. Just to kind of go over things, part 1 and 2 are related. You should have, I don't have these anymore because I've used them up, but 3 vials look like that picture on page 31. The sodium chloride pellet, which looks like something out of a water softener. It's a huge salt chunk. The sodium chloride coarse, which is kind of like kosher salt. And then the sodium chloride fine, which is more like your typical baking salt. So the first 2 experiments, you're going to use those 3 different kinds of salt. And sorry, reading just to make sure I was getting that right. But you're going to use those 3 different kinds of salt. You're going to go through this procedure twice. The first time, you're going to put each kind of salt into one of the vials from your kit that look like this. All right, and you're just going to let it sit there and check it every 5 minutes or so, see if anything actually completely dissolves in 30 minutes. Okay. And the key is with that one is you want no agitation, which means you're not moving it around, you're not shaking it, you're just letting it sit there. Okay. Whereas part 2 is the opposite of that. You're gonna shake it up. It describes in the procedure that shake each vial gently for 5 seconds every minute until the salt has totally dissolved. All right. So again, you're gonna do this for, up to 30 minutes. And you're going to record at what time each vial actually dissolves. All right, if after 30 minutes this giant salt pellet still hasn't dissolved, you can call it, but the other 2 should dissolve at some point within 30 minutes. And then the last one is the effective temperature. All right, so for this one, just as a suggestion, go with extremes when it comes to temperature. Make sure your cold is very cold. Maybe beforehand, get a glass, throw some ice in there, let the ice melt while you're doing the first 2 parts, then you're going to have nice, really cold water. And then the other one, the warm water, turn your water faucet all the way to hot, make sure it gets as hot as it can, and use that water. And then the middle one, just use, normal tap water. Okay, but go with extremes of temperature, and then try to start them at the exact same time as much as possible, or if you can't handle doing them all at the same time, do them separately. Okay, so do the cold water one first, and then do the lukewarm water, and then do the hot water, or something like that. But the key is you want to be able to tell what makes the salt dissolve faster, what temperature. So that's just an intro to the procedure. There's actual step-by-step videos that are going to follow this one in the page. So let's go through and get our lab materials. So class content, let me hit class home. So here's chemistry homepage. We're in unit 2. Scroll down, let's see, 2.04 is the first part of the lab. So that is going to have all the information we need. I still need to add the link area for this video. But the first Dropbox area is where you're going to get your lab report. These are the questions that you're going to have to answer. So this time you guys actually, I believe, should be seeing this. Yes. Okay, so you got 3 questions that you need to ask or answer. All right, first question is based on the first 2 parts, agitation versus not agitation. Second question is based on the third part, temperature. And then this is coming from the content in the course. All right, some more information about this will also come from the reading in the lab area. So make sure you read through these things, okay? So I need to add the file now for Of course, this recording will go in there later, and this will also have 2 other recordings because in order to try to go through this whole lab in live in class, it took 2 class periods, and unfortunately, we just don't have enough time. I want to be able to cover other content aside from just lab procedures, so that's why I'm giving you these videos. So obviously, if you're watching this video, you actually already know about this, but there'll be one of these in every single lab, so always look for those. And then, I forgot to mention this in the last video, but don't forget to do that proof of the hands-on lab. So, take before and after pictures of each part, okay? So, what the vials look like at the beginning of 30 minutes for the no agitation and at the end. There should be some differences, although you'll probably see more differences after the agitation part, okay? So that's why it's a minimum of 2 to 3 pictures. When you have this many parts, you should probably do a before and after for each one, which is more like 6 pictures. Alrighty. Trying to think if there's any other advice I want to bestow upon you. Of course, if you have questions, problems, issues, please let me know. If you happen to run out of any of the salt samples, when you get to that last part, the temperature-based one, you just want to make sure that your salt is the same size in each container. You don't want to use 3 different sizes there. So if you run out of, you don't have enough coarse salt to do that, whatever kind of salt you have lying around the house, use that. Just make sure you use the pieces need to be the same size, okay? Let's see, stop sharing. So again, don't hesitate to ask questions if you have them, and good luck on the lab.